Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome in. Welcome to your tarot reading. This is the Dream Clairvoyant. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you are doing well, feeling safe, and feeling blessed because you are. So let's go ahead and get started on your message. Please remember to take what resonates and leave what does not. If this message doesn't resonate with you, that's absolutely okay. You're always welcome to watch the other readings here on the channel or on my second channel. It is called The Love Seer. That is where I upload all of the love readings as well as the zodiac sign readings for those of you who are into astrology. So definitely check it out. It's The Love Seer. That's seer as in S-E-E-R. So let's get started. Holy Spirit, thank you for guiding us. What's the message for someone out there? You have the Knight of Pentacles. You have the Hierophant. Oh, so the Knight of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Strength card. Let's go ahead and clarify the Knight of Pentacles. You have the Fool card that's here. Let's go ahead and clarify the Knight of Pentacles. You have the Nine of Swords that's here. You have the Knight of Cups that's here. You have the Queen of Cups that's here. Very nice. So I'm kind of getting a little bit of a hint when it comes to what this message is going to be about already. So let's just get started. Let's look at the Knight of Pentacles, because the Knight of Pentacles, is a slow yet steady pace, but slow yet steady always wins the race. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who perseveres. This is someone who works really hard. They always finish what they started, no matter how long or difficult the journey has been. I feel like, okay, in clarity of the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Fool card. And the Fool card is all about taking a leap of faith into a new beginning. So perhaps there is a new chapter here that you're going to start. You have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is pretty much someone who's in a lot of distress. They could even be overthinking. Okay, I'm just going to get to the point. I see somebody here who is very much interested in someone, but I feel like there's some kind of difference here between the two of them. This main character is the Knight of Pentacles, so they're very well grounded, and they also have a very traditional side to them. So, you know, this is someone who has, you know, their values and their beliefs and, you know, their traditions, their traditional values. This is someone who is very committed as well. I do believe that this is someone who is wanting a traditional relationship that, you know, a traditional relationship comes with that commitment, that loyalty. And they've encountered someone, okay? They've met a romantic suitor here who they're pretty much already falling head over heels in love with. This person's ready to dive head in first, okay? They're ready to dive into that water head in. So they're ready to take risks. And it could be that they've already sort of discerned this love interest of theirs, that this is someone who is worth it. This person's going a bit crazy. Like the Nine of Swords is someone who is in a lot of distress, having some sleepless nights here. I feel like this person was struck by Cupid's bow and arrow pretty hard because they've been doing a lot of overthinking. There is some nervousness, some anxiety there when it comes to being with this person. Their love interest is showing up as the Queen of Cups, which is such a beautiful energy. The Queen of Cups could easily represent a woman who has captured the heart of a man, right? But this is someone, I believe their love interest is showing up as the Queen of Cups because this is someone who's very in tune with their feelings and emotions. This is someone who's very compassionate. This is the Queen of Hearts is also, you know, what the Queen of Cups is known as. This is someone who's very heartfelt, very genuine, okay? And when they approach things in life, their approach is typically a very genuine approach. They use the cup, so they use their heart to make decisions, you know, to take action. A lot of the things that they do in life, it comes from the heart. That's why they're showing up as the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is the Queen of Cups when she is in action, okay? When she's extending herself. So lots of compassion, lots of empathy here is what I'm seeing about this man's love interest, which I actually think is why he is just falling so in love with her, is because she is a loving person, okay? He's falling in love with her because she is a loving person. Who wouldn't fall in love with someone who's loving, you know? And she's very empathetic as well, just very in tuned, you know, very open-hearted, very open to giving and receiving love. And he loves that, you know. The King and Queen of Cups of the deck, they exude a lot of love. And many times when you encounter them, you do naturally become fond of them. So that's what has happened here, okay? There's a Knight of Pentacles. This is probably an earth sign man. So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, if they're not an earth sign, that's okay. Because really, if you look at our birth charts, we have all of these signs in our birth chart, whether it's your sun, moon, Venus, you know, what is the other one? Like what's the other one? Like there's so many different placements, right? So I always tell people, don't focus too much on zodiac signs. In tarot, the cards pick up on energies. So for example, the man here, the male, is showing up, the masculine energy is showing up as the Knight of Pentacles, which means he's just earthy, right? He's in that earthy energy. He's very well grounded. He's very ideal. He's very down to earth, okay? Very practical, very realistic as well. And the feminine here, regardless of her zodiac sign, she embodies that water kind of energy where she's very in tuned with her feelings and emotions. So she's probably even very intuitive or even spiritually gifted, right? Like an empath. So that is all that the cards are representing here, is the energy. So I can surely describe to you their characteristics, which I have, you know. So let's just look at the Hierophant here, okay? It's going to get to a point where these two people are going to be like, what do we do? You know, do we take this love to the altar, right? Like marriage. The Hierophant can easily represent marriage. Do we take this love to the altar? Do we, you know, commit to each other, which is what the Hierophant is all about, higher level commitments. Yeah, the masculine is certainly going to want to do that. And it makes sense. It is typically, traditionally, the man who does propose. So it's going to get to a point where, you know, he's already falling in love with her in such a beautiful way because she is a loving person. And it's just going to get to a point where this man is going to take this relationship so seriously that he will want to take her to the altar, right? Marry her. Take her to the church before God and marry her and, you know, really commit to her through marriage. In Clarity of the Hierophant, you have the Justice card. You know, it does represent fairness, right? Justice, balance, getting what you deserve. But the Justice card could also talk about legalities, and, you know, marriage is connected to legalities. When you marry someone, you do have to, you know, pretty much, you know, sign some legal documents there, committing yourself to that person. So that's what he's going to want to do. He's going to want to officialize this. And I actually see him proposing to this woman. He's going to engage her, you know, I don't want to say pretty soon, because, I mean, what is pretty soon, right? Some people would say, okay, if you get married within the first 6 months of meeting someone, you know, most people would say that's pretty soon, pretty early. Ideally, I mean, if you ask me, I think ideally most people will date a year, and then by the second year, they're, proposing. Ideally. So I do see him proposing to her within an ideal time, whether it's that 6 months to even 1 year. And it's because the reason why I say that is because the Knight of Swords is here, and the Knight of Swords is a swift action taker. This is someone who seizes opportunities. This man knows her worth. He knows her value, right? And when a man encounters a woman of value, he's going to seize that opportunity to commit to her, right? Because he doesn't want another man to come in and claim her, so he's going to commit. And so that's what I see him doing, and he becomes the Emperor. He settles down with her. Oftentimes, the Emperor and the Empress are married. They are a couple who choose to build a life together. The Emperor is the builder, by the way. He is the father, he is the husband, and he chooses this. Nobody's forcing him to do it. Out of love and commitment, he chooses to marry her and establish a life with her. Let's look at the Strength card that's here. Oh, he's so in awe. He's so in awe of her. Clarify the Strength card. Yeah, he admires her. The Page of Cups is admiration. Clarify the Strength card. So beautiful. This is true love. Like he has finally found the one. Everything about this woman is just so beautiful to him. She's very authentic. She's very genuine. So the Strength card is all about courage and bravery. Sometimes they could even talk about overcoming difficulties, but I feel like it's more so courage and bravery, where I see him truly putting his best foot forward to pursue a true relationship with this woman. He's going to put aside any kind of insecurities and doubts, any kind of personal issues that he has, because no one's perfect, right? We all have our own issues. He's going to overcome all of that. He's going to overcome the any of those personal challenges in order to really build a relationship with this woman. So that's why he's showing up as the Strength. He's going to be, or he has been, very courageous, very brave, very strong. I feel like he can't hold himself back either. When you look at the Strength card, see how the woman's petting the lion, right? And lions, typically, they're not easy to tame. Can you even really tame a lion? But they're not easy to tame, but he's tamed when with her. When he's with her, like how she's patting his, patting him, right? So typically this man does practice restraint. He does. But with her, he just can't. I feel like he is very open and vulnerable with her. He shows her his soft spots, or maybe even his weak spots. And it's because she's a Queen of Cups. Man, the King and Queen of Cups of the deck, or the suit, they have excellent interpersonal skills. They can really bond with you one-on-one. That emotional intimacy is just off the charts with the King and Queen of Cups. They bond with people so well. And that's how they form such deep emotional connections with people. And there is a level of trust that he has for this woman. And so, of course, he's a man, so he does have his masculine alpha side. But when he's around her, he just can't fake it. He just can't pretend. Like, he just can't hold in his feelings or hide how he feels. It's just so obvious, whether it's like this eye contact that he makes with her, or whether it's him blushing, or whether it's him smiling all the time, whether it's him, laughing, right? Just having those good giggles with her. Whether it's him being affectionate with her, he just can't hold back, okay? He feels really comfortable with her. Again, she's that Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups, they're very open-hearted people. Like you would feel comfortable, you know, you would feel comfortable around them. So that's why, right? She makes him feel comfortable. And so he knows that he can let his guard down around her, and you know, and just literally like the card here, like the strength, you know, like he can rest, right? He doesn't have to be guarded. He doesn't have to be defensive. He doesn't have to be so vigilant. He's with a good woman. So beautiful. In clarity of the strength, you have the Page of Cups, which is admiration. The Page of Cups is when we show an interest in a person, place, or thing. Okay. And so that's why I was saying just a couple of seconds ago, he shows his interest. He doesn't hide it. He shows his admiration. He doesn't hold back. He's comfortable with her. Next thing you know, he's going to start making plans with her, by the way, and he's going to start incorporating her in his life, where he's going to be giving her serious, you know, serious roles. He's going to give her a serious role and position in his life. He's going to commit, okay? He's going to show her that you really are important to me. I want this connection to be long-term. That's why the Three of Pentacles is here. The Three of Pentacles is all about working together and collaborating, all right? It's all about cooperating with each other as well. And it's a pentacle, so there is more security and stability between the two of you, which is where that loyalty and commitment comes in, where they're no longer just dating each other casually, but they're actually being serious about each other, is why the Three of Pentacles is here. So he really starts including her in his life, like making her a part of his life. He may even start sharing the things that he has with her. Okay, he may even start financially investing in her and in his relationship with her. Okay. Next, you have the Four of Wands, which is all about redemption. It's also a big commitment card. I'm telling you, these two are going to go to the altar. There is going to be a wedding. Okay, there is going to be marriage here. Wow. Anything else? What a beautiful message this is. The Empress. And didn't he show up as, let's take a look. Didn't he show up as the Emperor? You showed up as the Emperor earlier, so we're going to put her next to him. Yeah, there's marriage here. The Emperor and the Empress, they settled down together. The Emperor is the husband, the father. The Empress is the mother, the wife. And they're definitely going to be doing a lot of building together, building a family, building a life, building generational wealth, all that good stuff. Tell us more. You have the Seven of Wands that's here. You have the Nine of Pentacles. This Empress seems to be going through... Yeah, this Empress has gone through a lot in the recent past. It sort of looks like she's had her fair share of tower moments, right? Tower moments, the Tower card is something sudden, unexpected, and many times unpleasant. It's like a harsh truth, a rude awakening, an eye-opening revelation, right? But the Tower is so important because it's God's way of showing us. It's God's way of showing us what we were not seeing. Okay. And now that we are seeing the truth, the enemy can no longer take advantage of us. So I believe that this Empress definitely became awakened in the recent past and saw some revelations, some truths about the people, places, and things in her life. And now that the truth has been revealed to her, the enemy can no longer use against her what she doesn't know. You know, I see that she was put in circumstances where she had to stand her ground. The Seven of Wands, maybe she was being taken advantage of. And we're talking about the Empress's personal life, okay? We're talking about the Empress as an individual, okay? Not her relationship with the Emperor. And so the Seven of Wands is stand your ground, defend yourself. It's almost like she was made to feel pushed against the wall, you know, where she's like, you know what, I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. I'm not going to let this continue anymore. You have the Nine of Pentacles that's here, and I do want to look at this Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is pretty much someone who is very independent and self-sufficient, very successful. And in clarity of the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Hermit that's here. The Hermit is someone who can be a bit introverted. They do isolate. And, you know, the Hermit is also someone who is very insightful. Lots of self-reflection here, gaining introspection. You also have the Wheel of Fortune. So did this have to do with money? Like, was there some kind of conflict in this Empress's life? And maybe it was between her and the people in her life, where whatever they did to her or tried to do to her, it's over money, by the way. They look at this Empress as someone who is rich, someone who has valuable things. Something happened here, and she really had to stand her ground. And I'm sure she got it together. She's the Empress. The Empress is the most powerful feminine energy in the deck. She's a very powerful woman. And the Empress is all four queens put together. So she's the Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. So she can embody all of those energies depending on her circumstances, right? Depending on what she needs to do. If she needs to think smart and solve problems, she's probably going to embody her energy of the Queen of Swords, you know? And so if she has to defend herself, take action, she's probably going to embody the energy of the Queen of Wands, okay? So the Empress and the Emperor are very evolved, highly evolved people. And also very experienced. Whatever happened here that made her feel pushed against the wall, I want her to know that it's revolving around her wealth, her income, her money.